Hi, Sushant. Welcome to this conversation. I'm so excited to have you on board. You've been an inspiration to so many of us, and we've just had a small glimpse of your journey. I'm sure there's a lot more that goes behind, this persona of yours, this strength of yours. So, could you shine a little light on your journey here, your experience?
First of all, thank you so much for having this conversation with me. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so um, ecstatic, in fact, that you're representing not just yourself and your people, but also our country. And I'm sure that you're going to make all of us so proud. And such lovely words of encouragement from you for me. How sweet you are, and. I would just like to say that it's all because of the support and the love that we get through our audiences, that we are here, and we're doing work, we're working. It's my 17th year in the business, and I hope I keep going, and I hope people are not fed up of me.
Never. My question is actually on confidence. Like, how do you develop confidence to wake up every day and do what you want to do? A lot of us growing up, we grapple a lot with confidence, and a lot of us want to be more of who we are. We want to discover our potential, but a lot of times we hold ourselves back because of our mindsets, because of what society tells us. So how do you develop that confidence and take charge of your life?
I have to, and I must attribute this sort of characteristic that I have worked on myself to kind of be confident, but I have to attribute it to my parents, because my parents always knew that it's not going to be an easy journey for me in a largely patriarchal sort of outline, and a society that kind of was not, I would not say, and I would like to take this opportunity to tell people that we're not such a toxic society that we would reprimand people for being queer or transgender. We in fact are the land of the oldest transgender community in the world, the Hijra community, or the Kinnor Samaj, that it's better known as. So and then you also have other type of trans people, transgender people who identify as non-binary or gender fluid. Gender and orientation is such a big and vast sort of how do I say, it's such a dimension. It's on a spectrum.
Right.
And I think that my parents were very, very supportive of that, and they said, they told me straight up, they told me that you will have to hustle at least 20-30 times harder than your brother, who
Right.
identifies as a man or is a cisgender heterosexual man. You will have to hustle much harder than him, and it shouldn't be like that should be a hindrance to you. That should make you stronger and kind of let you endure what is thrown at you. So my mother very beautifully said that build your castle with the thrones that are the stones that are thrown at you, and which is why then I had to kind of put a front. It's not like we want to wake up every day and fight for our rights. If
Yeah.
they're given to us just like you get yours, we don't have to be activists. But I think that through my pageantry, and then through all those years of being associated with the performing arts, I think I learned confidence, and I think that grace sort of was inculcated in me by my gurus. So I have to give them also the credit for that.
That's wonderful to hear. So I wanted to share a little bit about my journey, so at Miss Universe, getting this opportunity to, there's a lot of visibility that is shone, on you as a person. And I wanted to use this platform to advocate for education. And I feel that education these days can't just be defined by, being good in your grades anymore. It's about really reimagining what it can be to suit the needs and demands of people of today. And I feel that in my education system, when I look back, I was not aware of the kind of identities that existed, what was possible, how do we choose who we want to become. So a lot of that I feel is lacking in our education system. And in some way, if you can shine a light on how can, in our own education systems, we transform this aspect, we bring in more awareness for young kids to feel it's okay to, identify as whoever they wish to be.
And it's a beautiful initiative, Divita, I must say. You are doing such a phenomenal job, because not a lot of people even understand the value of education. And I think that every child, regardless of their economic background, regardless of where they come from, where they go to, regardless of their gender orientation or any other characteristic that distinguishes them from the next kid, regardless of any of these factors, they all deserve the right to education. And I think that why we call ourselves a developed or a developing nation is because we can only say that or claim that when we make all of these informations available to our generation, which is the future. And I think that once you make that available, now for example, on the internet, so we're sort of exposed to everything.
Yeah.
Yes, so the internet can be a bane or a boon to our kids. But it's also up to us as to how we expose them to how much and when. So my thing is that, a lot of people say that no, kids should not be exposed to gender identities, they're too young for it. I would have loved if I was exposed to, gender identities much earlier in my life, so that I wouldn't have had to struggle and I wouldn't have had to lose so many friends along the way.
Right.
That took their own lives because they could not understand what was going on with their lives. And I think it's very unfair to sit on a moral high horse and discredit your privileges and discount your privileges and say that it's not necessary to talk about gender identities that are away from the the binaries of gender, which is male and female.
Right.
And I think that now, for example, my parents chose to keep me in their home and educate me, and therefore I can speak with you fluently in 7 languages, English included. And I think that if my sisters were given that the same love in their homes and the education, they would be sitting here with you as well.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's the power of education. And when I saw, the other day I was in Delhi, I was in New Delhi, and I had gone to meet some of the ministers from the Social Justice Ministry, and also I had gone to perform. So it was very emotional for me to see these girls, my Hijra sisters, on the, it was very emotional for me, and I get, oh God, I don't want to cry. But when I saw them on the traffic signal, and they came to me and then they recognized me, and then one of them said that but if we just look at the scenario, we're so happy for you that we saw one of your hoardings, but you're in the car because you got love and education, and we are here because we didn't. So I think that as kids, we all must understand that every kid is worth their while. It doesn't matter what their gender, what they want to identify is. That's very tertiary, it's very secondary. Primarily, we need to understand at the very base of all of it, and at the very core of it, they are our kids. They're an extension of us. And when we speak about society and the fabric of society, they are as much part of it as we are. And for us to kind of discredit them or discount them and completely shun them for being different, I think it's very, very toxic, and it's very harmful to the fabric of our society.
Yeah. And I think that is why you being in the position that you are is so important. And for you to have these conversations with me or with anyone else, to keep rallying for this change. And that is in such an inspiration in itself, just that if you are in a position that you also pull other people up along with you. And I think that is your true power and strength. And that is extremely admirable. And just in that light, I would want to ask, how can I or any of us be better allies to the LGBTQ community, to the trans community? How can we better the conditions of the people around us?
Well, as a matter of fact, you already are, by having this conversation, my dear. So I think that you have done such good service already by using your pedestal, by using your platform to talk about issues that are pertinent and relevant and a massive reality in our country, wherein we are creating ghetto culture by throwing my sisters on the street and then saying fend for yourself. And I think that the fact that you're speaking about this on your platform and with your during your reign, and I'm sure before this, as you said, you were not aware, but the fact that you're ready to learn and support marginalized communities within a democracy, I think that it's very, 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 I'm so proud of you for doing this, because very few girls do it. And girls have come before you, girls will come after you, but I would just like to say that when we say queens support queens, I think you are living that, and I think that you're an epitome of that. So thank you for doing this. And I think to be better allies, I think the first thing to do is respect, to be respectful. And respect is a two-way street. So, you give respect, you get respect.
And I also wanted to know, how was your experience representing India? I mean, it's such an incredible feeling, and you have done it. So, just words of advice, guidance.
Divita, you must know that by default, I always said this, and very recently at Queens of the Universe, when I was representing India again, I was like, what I did say is that, I didn't choose to be Indian, I just got lucky. So always remember that, you're the land of diversity, you are from the land that loves, the land that doesn't discriminate. You are from the land of goddesses, you're from the land of the KoHEnur, you're from the land of queens. And the fact that we celebrate goddesses, our goddesses, and you have that in you, the divine feminine. So I would just like to say that you go there, give your best, do whatever you want to do, have fun, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, you have a big responsibility of, holding the flag and waving it proudly. But also, you always remember that, whatever you do, we are going to be proud of you. And the fact that, you are keeping so many girls' dreams alive. And by that, you're going to, do so many people such a big favor by just being there. So live the moment, enjoy it. You'll make sisters for life, and you'll never forget these memories, even if you pay to forget them. You'll never forget.
That's really powerful. Thank you so much.